Hi, I'm Joanie Cutler. I'm here in the courtroom where I preside as a circuit court judge. And I'm also a proud Whittier girl and Lincoln High graduate. Go Pats. The first robe that I ever put on came back and was back in 1973. And from this old Statesman photograph, it was from Girl State when I won a seat on the Supreme Court there. So never to underestimate the experiences that you give our kids and what they might do with that someday. I was a kid that was considered to be at risk. I was the daughter of a single parent who was disabled, and we were very poor. It was through the care and the hard work of my coaches and teachers who made learning fun and interesting to me and gave me a positive place to succeed that I was able to overcome some of those things and go on and have the career and the place in our community that I have today. So thank you back to Whittier Science Department, Lincoln High Science Department, Rosie Blunk, and this is a picture from way back when. As a thespian, I enjoyed learning and gaining confidence being on the stage and being in front of crowds, and also to my coaches who made sure that when I didn't have rides to school or a place to stay, that they helped me with that. I still wear this that was given to me at homecoming my senior year at Lincoln, and I doubt very much I would have achieved the things that I have or had the opportunities that I've had I not had the support, encouragement, and care from all of my teachers, the fine administration and staff who always made my day a better day at school. So thank you and good luck with your school year.
Hi, my name is Luke Hawkins. I went to Renberg Elementary, Mark Twain Elementary, Axtell Park Middle School, and graduated from Roosevelt High School in 2011, I think. Now I work at the Green Bank Observatory in Green Bank, West Virginia, where we use this telescope with a dish about as big as a football field to detect and probe the secrets of the universe. The observatory here has detected the black hole at the center of the Milky Way, and it's also discovered numerous types of particles in space. Additionally, in some of our time at the observatory, we also use the dish to look for aliens. My role at the observatory is that of a firmware engineer, so I develop a lot of the FPGA Verilog firmware that is used for initial data processing coming off of the telescope. It's a really interesting job, and you get to work with a lot of really interesting people. One unique thing about Green Bank, West Virginia is that it's in the middle of the National Radio Quiet Zone. This is a place where you can't have Wi-Fi, you can't have cell phones, you can't use microwaves. We even have payphones that are still active on site. So it ends up being quite a unique place to live, where you meet quite a lot of unique people and you get to do quite a lot of unique things. I would like to specifically mention some thank yous to some teachers, specifically Mrs. Benz, one of my high school English teachers, and Mrs. Newitt, a high school physics teacher. But really, so many other teachers deserve thanks that I would just like you to assume that this is a blanket thank you to all of them.
Hello to the staff and faculty of the Sioux Falls Public Schools. This is Dr. Pete Liu coming to you from one of the operating rooms at the Sioux Falls Specialty Hospital, where I spent a lot of my time as an operating orthopedic surgeon and partner at Orthopedic Institute. I'm a product of the Sioux Falls Public Schools, went to Patrick Henry Junior High School and then graduated from Lincoln Senior High School in 1981. Following my graduation, I attended Stanford University as an undergraduate, then Washington University in St. Louis, and got my orthopedic surgery training at the University of New Mexico and the Harvard University Massachusetts General Hospital program in Boston. Following our training, my wife Catherine and I returned to Sioux Falls to raise a family and practice medicine. And I remember vividly thinking and still believe that my education in the Sioux Falls Public Schools prepared me beautifully for the challenges that I have faced in my education along the way. When I was at Stanford University, for example, I was competing against some of the best undergraduate talent in the country, including many individuals who had been educated at Exeter and other top prep schools around the country, and yet I never felt, coming from the Sioux Falls Public Schools, that I was disadvantaged in any way, and I was able to compete beautifully in both undergraduate and in medical school at Washington University and through the rest of my training. Those of you who know me know that it's not just me, but also my family has been educated in the Sioux Falls Public Schools. My wife, Catherine, graduated from Lincoln Senior High School with me in 1981, and my kids, Elizabeth and Eric, are product of the Sioux Falls Public Schools from kindergarten through 12th grade. Elizabeth graduated as a National Merit Scholar from Lincoln High School, and she will be a sophomore this fall down at Washington University in St. Louis. And my son Eric recently graduated from Lincoln, and this fall he'll be a freshman at Occidental College in Los Angeles, where he'll be studying political science and running track and field for the Tigers. I think my message to all of you sitting in that room, and to those who are no longer sitting in that room, people like John Hilgren, who was my physics teacher at Lincoln High School and encouraged me to go to Stanford, and Rich Greeno, who was my track and field coach and my biology teacher at Lincoln High School, and Jerry Miller and the other coaches who helped form me into the adult I am today, is that what you guys do day in and day out matters. It's important, and it really matters to me, it matters to my family, to our community as a whole. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you for what you do.
Hello, Sioux Falls School District and staff. Alan Sakian here. You know, just your classic bundle of atoms that produces consciousness trapped inside of a decaying flesh vehicle. I graduated from Laura Wilder Elementary School, Edison Middle School, and Roosevelt High School. I'm extremely grateful for every single one of my teachers along this journey that stoically embraced my shenanigans and continued finding relatable ways to inspire curiosity in me, making me the knowledge sponge I am today. But I am also very grateful for the staff who too frequently get less recognition but greatly contribute to the daily success of our education system. This includes the custodians, the counselors, the kitchen staff, the coaches, the technicians, the administrators, and every other human who enriches the lives of young people in our school district. Thank you on behalf of all of us. After Roosevelt High School, I went to University of Minnesota for 2 years to study entrepreneurship, then made the move to Silicon Valley in California when I was 19 to pursue my goals of building value and utility into our world. It is the best decision of my life to date. Through all the meddling I did across major companies like AT&T to the smaller startups like Nplug, I learned a tremendous amount which has given me deep people skills and business acumen helping catalyze my goals today. My life is now centered around science communication, which inherently is interdisciplinary. And so exciting! I attribute two major words to my insatiable appetite for wisdom, which is why I believe it's going to take artificial intelligence, AI, the longest to automate my skills. The first word is polymath, which means wide-ranging learning. I study astrophysics and economics, biotechnology and politics, neuroscience and philosophy, to name just a few categories. I do my best to know something about everything, but as I learn more, I realize the true extent of what I don't know, which is never ending. The second word is empath, which means emotional intelligence expert. Knowing how to get fully behind the eyes of someone else, having a growth mindset to everything in life, and practicing being equanimous are some of the most underrepresented skills in our world, which are also key drivers for successful relationships with people. I host and produce an interactive science comedy show called Eureka, where renowned scientists and comedians make complex subjects relatable through laughter and learning. I also produce World's Fair, where thousands of people come to try futuristic technologies and get inspired. I mentor entrepreneurs and present profoundly enlightening talks across universities and corporations across topics like space-time, evolution, consciousness, machine intelligence, and simulation theory. Be very grateful for this wet rock orbiting our star at just the perfect distance to foster life. Live harmoniously with the biosphere, seek and share truth, and maximize human potential. And as the great Henry Adams said, teachers affect eternity. Thank you again, much love.
Hi, my name is Emily Flanders. I attended JFK Elementary School, Memorial Middle School, and I graduated from New Technology High School in 2014. Currently, I am in my final semester of the nursing program at South Dakota State University and will be graduating with my Bachelor's of Science in Nursing degree on August 11th of this year. Upon graduation and completion of my licensing exam, I will be joining the team at Sanford as a registered nurse. I would like to thank my 6th grade science teacher, Mr. Smith, my 8th grade science teacher, Mr. Hanneman, and my 12th grade chemistry teacher, Ms. Soufflo, for piquing and keeping my interest in science. I would also like to thank my CTE biomed teacher, Mrs. Hutchinson, for introducing me into the medical world of science.
Hello everyone, my name is Bryce Friends. I am from Sioux Falls, South Dakota, born and raised. I attended Harvey Dunn Elementary, Patrick Henry Middle School, and I finally graduated from Washington in 2010. From there I went to Concordia College in Moorhead, Minnesota, where I studied both math and physics, graduated with a degree in each in 2014. And now today, I'm here at the University of Notre Dame pursuing a PhD in nuclear astrophysics. This is sort of the lab that I work in. This is the nuclear science lab here at Notre Dame. This is one of our target rooms. You can see everything kind of all around. The accelerator is back behind that wall behind me to protect from radiation. It's not on right now. It comes through, these are all different target areas where we run experiments from and try to analyze different nuclei and see if we can try to learn more about where elements are produced in stars and in the universe, or how they're produced. And so, one of the things that people always say to me whenever I tell them what I do and explain the work that I do, a lot of people always tell me, oh wow, I hated that in high school. I hated science. I hated X subject. And I always think, you know, you wouldn't feel that way if you'd have had my experiences. And I truly mean that. I had such an incredible experience growing up in my education in the Sioux Falls School District. And I wouldn't be here today if it weren't for all of your hard work and contributions in my life, for all of your guidance, your support, your patience, because I know I wasn't necessarily the best student always, sometimes often. Even subjects that I didn't like, my teachers often encouraged me and helped me find things I was able to enjoy. And so to everyone who's always saying those things to me, I just think, you should have grown up in Sioux Falls. And I just want to say especially thank you to everyone whose path I may have crossed along the way, who's helped me and guided me and supported me. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Hi, my name is Katie Askew, and I live in the beautiful Denver, Colorado, but because I sit at a desk all day and it's not that interesting, I'm going to show you my bookshelf instead because it's what I do. So I started at Oscar Howe Elementary School, where I was there for a few years before I transferred to Mark Twain Elementary to be at the Challenge Center, and then I went to Memorial Middle School and graduated from Roosevelt High School in 2010. So shout out to Dr. Andrews, who is my 5th grade teacher at the Challenge Center. She wrote our entire class an individual letter that we weren't allowed to open until high school graduation day, and somehow I resisted. But it said, among a lot of other things in there, it said that I need to be a writer, and I did! So thank you, Dr. Andrews, and the entire Challenge Center staff, Miss Eisma, Miss Melvin, who's now Mrs. Dillon, and everyone else at the Challenge Center. Having that program in Sioux Falls changed my life and set me up for a great foundation for the rest of my school years. Also shout out to Mr. Okerlund at Roosevelt High School, who encouraged me to be a journalist, set me up with a job shadowing adventure with Josh Burgess, a reporter at the Argus Leader. And just the two of them together really pushed me to be a better writer, a better reporter, and you know, I wouldn't have gone to the University of Minnesota to study journalism without them. So thank you. And also thank you to Mrs. Benz. I mean, you know you're amazing. You know, you were my first editor, and you always pushed us all to be better writers, deeper thinkers, and just better people in general. And I wouldn't be where I am today without your foundation in writing and editing. So thank you for that. So a little about me. I graduated from Roosevelt in 2010. Then I went to the University of Minnesota in Minneapolis to study journalism. I graduated from there in 3 years and then went to study publishing at NYU, but, well, I quit because I got a job offer to work at Reader's Digest, where I was an editor for a few years, before moving to France, to live in the French Riviera in Monaco, to be a private English teacher, tutor, and au pair. which was a great adventure, I mean, living in the French Riviera. And then I moved back to America and moved to Denver, Colorado, because I got a job offer to work as an editor at Southwest Art Magazine, where I talked to a lot of artists and art gallery owners and all over the West and Southwest. So I write and edit for them and get to tell a bunch of really fun stories. But I recently just quit that job because I got a job offer to work at Bigger Pockets Publishing Company. They make real estate investment books, business books. They have a podcast, a really active website. It just seems like a really great next opportunity for me. So that's where I'm going to next. And just thank you to everyone in Sioux Falls School District, the teachers, the staff, everyone at the Challenge Center. Without the, the work ethic, the positive words, the encouraging, the engaging teachers, everyone who took extra steps to get me to where I am today. It's made such a huge difference on my life. And, my band teachers, Mr. Fergus and Mr. Macklin at Roosevelt said it correctly, but, gotta show up 10 minutes early and you're on time. If you show up on time, you're late. And that instilled in me just the work ethic that I needed for the rest of forever. So thank you so much to everyone, and I hope you have a great year.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here.
My name is Wilson Caballo. I went to Lincoln High School my freshman year. For 1 year and a half, I spent my time at Lincoln High School, where I was not able to even speak English, but through the generosity and teachers who were really, really helpful, I was able to learn the language. I was able to go to school. I felt comfortable somewhat, just because the teachers really, really cared, and then they really tried to guide us to think bigger and see a bigger vision of ourselves, and that was really, really helpful. So 1 year and a half was Lincoln High School, and then I transferred to Washington High School, where I was able to graduate in 2012. It's just the tremendous support that I've had from the Sioux Falls School District. It's very, very big, and I really want to thank every single individual that has touched my life, including the teachers, especially the ELL teachers, who really supported me in so many ways to make us feel like welcome to be like other students. And I went to college, and after 4 years, I was able to come back in the Sioux Falls community. That helped me change the lifestyle that I have now. And today, I am an inspirational speaker. I've spoken at numerous schools, including the Sioux Falls School District. And then I am now an MBA student at University of Sioux Falls, where I am a second-year MBA student. And now I am really, really excited to be able to serve the community that have changed my life. Thank you so much. Sioux Falls School District.
Bring me down, can't nothing bring me down. The love is too high, bring me down.
Hey everybody, my name is Ty Wiley. I'm a graduate of Washington High School class of 2013. I attended Annie Sullivan Elementary as well as Whittier Middle School. I recently graduated from the University of Nebraska-Lincoln with degrees in interior design and graphic design. And following graduation, I started my own design business back here in Sioux Falls. It would be impossible for me to thank everyone who has helped me reach the point I am today. The amount of support and encouragement from teachers, coaches, counselors, and administration in the Sioux Falls School District amazes me. Looking back, the most valuable thing I will take away and appreciate most is that the support doesn't stop the day class is out or after the final game of the season. All of you have the opportunity to change a life, and many of you listening to this have changed mine. There are many people I could share stories of, but there is one that has made the biggest impact on my life. Steve Kennedy was my elementary gym teacher, my sophomore football coach, as well as my varsity assistant coach. When I was in elementary school, he and another teacher, Kirk Skokstead, would come to school early and open the gym up so we could play basketball during the winter. They sacrificed their time for us, and it didn't go unnoticed. 10 years later, I received a letter from him after he attended a high school basketball game of mine. He wrote words of encouragement and support that I still have to this day, reminding me to work hard, have fun, and to maintain good character through whatever happens. Relationships like this are what makes all of you special. I want to thank everyone for doing this difficult job, and especially to those who had to deal with me. Thanks, and have a great school year.
Hi, my name is Ina. I went to Cleveland Elementary School, Harvey Dunn Elementary School, Patrick Henry Middle School, and I graduated from Washington High School in 2012. What I've been up to since then, I worked in a research lab for a couple of years in Minneapolis in the Department of Pediatrics in a neuroscience lab, and I did genetic things. So it's genetic things in a neuroscience lab in the Department of Pediatrics. And I stayed there for a few years, and then I published a medical review in South Dakota Medicine, which I am very proud of if you happen to read it. Right now I am very interested in actually using Western medicine and Eastern medicine collaboratively. I grew up with Eastern medicine, being from a myself being a first-generation American, but everything I learned in school, most of it was Western medicine, so I'm currently working at an acupuncture clinic to learn more about Eastern medicine in a more professional setting. Behind me you can see here some charts of acupressure points, and got some acupuncture needles back here as well. This is the clinic that I work in right now for acupuncture. So I'm very interested in using the two collaboratively in the future, and I hope to be able to do something groundbreaking with that. I want to say thank you to all of my teachers for helping me get to where I am today, for letting me follow the interests that I'm interested in because of all the help that you give me. I want to say thank you to Mr. Gary, my second grade teacher, my high school counselor, Mr. Sieber, all of my teachers, really, all the teachers, faculty, staff, everything that you do for everybody is so greatly appreciated. Thank you so much for all that you do. A little motivation thank you in Chinese. 老师们谢谢，真的感谢你们帮了我们那么多，还有加油。Thank you so much.
Sioux Falls School District teachers, how you doing? My name is Nate Tibbetts, class of 1996, Sioux Falls Roosevelt. I am now an assistant coach with the Portland Trailblazers in Portland, Oregon. I want to thank you guys for everything that you do. I grew up in an education family. My mom was a speech teacher and taught for, I think, almost 30 years in Nebraska, Iowa, and then when I was a junior we moved to Sioux Falls, and my dad also coached and taught in the Sioux Falls School District at elementary schools, junior highs, and then also Sioux Falls Roosevelt. After high school I went on to the University of South Dakota, and I have an elementary education degree from the University of Sioux Falls. I just want to thank you guys for everything that you do on a daily basis, and how much you play an important role in kids' lives every day. If I wasn't coaching, I would be an elementary teacher probably somewhere in South Dakota, and love each and every day just being able to make an impact on kids. A couple coaches and teachers that I'd like to thank. Mr. Hart was my literature teacher at Sioux Falls Roosevelt, and great guy and great educator. And then also Dave Dummermuth, my basketball coach, and Brent DeBoer, both great people, and I stole a lot of stuff from them, and as far as how to treat players on a day-to-day basis. So thanks again for everything you do, and have a great year.
Hey everyone, my name is Luke Beery. I am a graduate of Oscar Howe Elementary School, Memorial Middle School, and Roosevelt High School. I'm making this video today from the rooftop of the Flight Project Center at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory in Pasadena, California. That pretty much it makes up a lot of these, well, pretty much all the buildings you can see in the background here. There's a lot of cool stuff going on, like this tall one right here. That's the building where they do a lot of the day-to-day planning and operations for the Curiosity rover on Mars, and a lot of other cool stuff. There are some pretty sweet things happening here. I'm working here for my third time as a summer intern. This time around I'm working on developing a mission to Jupiter's moon Europa. The mission is scheduled to launch in 2022. And if you have not heard of Europa at this point, I promise you that by 2022 you will have. It's a moon of Jupiter that has a subsurface saltwater ocean with more water than all of Earth, and scientists think it's the best shot on the solar system for finding any kind of developed life that did not originate on Earth. Like I said, I'm here during the summer. During the school year, I'm currently a graduate student at the University of Colorado Boulder. I'm working on a PhD in astrodynamics, and astrodynamics is basically the study of the motion of satellites in space. So whether you want to just orbit one planet or be on a trajectory to another planet, that kind of stuff is all in astrodynamics. I've come a far ways since my days of growing up in Sioux Falls, and I owe so much of that to the incredible staff of teachers and coaches and theater directors that I had along the way. You laid so much groundwork for all of this to happen, and really helped set me apart from all of the students that I've been, I guess, competing with since then. The Sioux Falls School District was an amazing place to get started, and I'm very proud to have my origins there. So thank you very much to all of you. There are way too many teachers to call out by name, but there are a lot of you who I hope are doing very well. You've done a lot of good for me in my life, and I'm sure the lives of many other students. So thank you from all of us, and I hope you have a great school year.
Hi, this is Logan Landon. I'm here at Camelback Ranch in Glendale, Arizona, where I am a professional baseball player in the Los Angeles Dodgers baseball organization. I grew up in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. I went all the way from kindergarten all the way through high school here in the Sioux Falls public school system. I went to Laura Wilder Elementary, Edison Middle School, and then finished up at Lincoln High School before going out of state to play college baseball. And after that, I was lucky enough to get drafted and lucky enough to play for the Los Angeles Dodgers in professional baseball. When I was asked to do this video, it was something that, I felt very honored to do, and it was something that I was very, very excited that you guys were able to come to me and ask me to do something like this for you guys, because one thing that the Dodgers really pride themselves on is not only creating good baseball players on the field, but trying to develop good men off the field that will carry on long after they're done with athletics. And that's something that, the Sioux Falls public school system does a very good job of, from the time you get into the school system in kindergarten all the way through the end of high school. Is they not only try to develop you as students, but they want to develop the attributes and the characteristics of good people as well, that will take their lives out and do great things in the real world and not just in the workforce, which is something that I think goes hand in hand with what the Dodgers are trying to do here. So I just wanted to take this time to say thank you. I'm very honored that you guys would ask me to do this video, and I just wanted to give a thanks to everyone in the Sioux Falls public school system who helped shape and develop me into the man I am today and the man that I will continue to be long after I'm done playing baseball. Thank you.